Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Got me working on my day off, man.
Since when are Sundays your day off?
It's Father's Day. It's my holiday.
Because it's a holiday.
I'm joking. I'm not a father. I'm joking.
Yes, you are.
I'm a stepfather.
You are a stepfather and a fur father.
Fur father.
How dare you say you're not a father? That's crazy. Didn't you get a Father's Day card from the kids?
I guess stepfathers count too.
Of course they do.
It was our national holiday though, man. We don't get a day off.
It's Father's Day. That's what you celebrated on the same day. But nobody gets. I didn't get Mother's Day off.
That's true. Today's barbecue day.
It is. We are going to have a good time though. Go over to my parents' house, hang out with the kids and family, making memories. Cheat day was really good.
Burritos on fleek.
Yeah, so
I said that so long. That thing was bomb though.
I'm totally on I'm on that pressed juicery kick, so that still happened. But we went to San Francisco. It was just a nice day because we picked up your dad.
Yeah, it wasn't too hot or miserable.
No, it was perfect.
A little cold, but that's okay. We needed that little break.
We took him shopping, got him some new clothes.
Yeah.
And went to the taqueria. It was so delicious.
So delicious. Best burritos on the planet. Convince me otherwise. Sorry.
Seriously, the absolute best.
Yeah, Dorado
so
style.
So good. And I did the same thing where I only ate part of it and then I ate the rest at home later, which was perfect. And then had some sweet fix to
Where'd you
finish
put
up.
it in there? Like 3 minutes?
In what?
Air fryer, reheat it?
Oh, the air fryer? I didn't pay attention. I just kept checking it. But
Air fryer for the win.
And then we had a sweet fix. Finished off with some.
Oh, it was bomb.
You had some good flavors. Cereal milk?
Cereal milk.
Wow.
Cereal milk and biscotti cookie or something?
No, butterscotch cookie.
Butterscotch cookie. There you go.
I should have got your flavors, but I did do a taste test
Butterscotch cookie.
When I was putting it in the bowl.
It was good.
I did several taste tests for you.
It was good and clean too, because you made your own caramel sauce, so it's not like we put.
Well, I didn't make it, but I used the Trader Joe's one that's
it's
trackable.
cleaner.
Yeah, it's cleaner.
Right.
It's only 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. And that way you just know what's going in there. And that way your ice cream doesn't come melted. You don't want them to put caramel sauce and then get DoorDash. DoorDash your ice cream.
Yeah.
So that was so good. So good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then today we were running errands this morning. It was a busy morning. We walked the dogs. Got that done. And then we did our Trader Joe's. And
put a pile of shit in our bed. Excuse my French.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you. You guys, I can't believe he's going to make me share this. You have no idea. I had a nightmare. It was a nightmare. My worst nightmare come true this morning. So
shit happens.
In my sleep, I felt that there were crumbs in the bed. I thought, maybe did I get up and have a cookie last night? Or I kind of felt crumbs like on my back. And, but I didn't smell anything, which is interesting. I did not smell anything. And when the daylight came, I looked a little closer and realized that Charles shit in the bed. A little like dry nugget that made crumbs. It was like poop crumbs.
Let it out.
It's like it was constant because it was dry. Obviously, it wasn't wet. It didn't even stain the sheets. It was just literally poop crumbs.
It didn't. And we washed the hell out of those sheets with bleach.
You guys, I kept saying I'm traumatized. Like I'm traumatized. That's never happened. We have we've always slept with the dogs. Many dogs over the years, every night, and that's never happened.
So I say, S happens.
It really does happen. I couldn't believe it. And he was shaking.
He was spooked. He thought we were
He was shaking. He thought he was in so much trouble. Obviously, he just let one out by accident. He didn't do a full. I jumped right in the shower. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah, that's how I started my morning. But that's okay. That's okay because it turned it around because we went to walk the dogs. You found a hat that you had lost.
You're a witch. You called it. You're like, babe, you're gonna find that hat. Watch.
He had misplaced his Louis Vuitton bucket hat,
Vicky,
which he
you
loves.
would have killed me if you watch this, Vicky. Sorry, I misplaced it.
It's his he loves that hat, and I just knew. I felt.
Dear friend.
Sometimes I know, I feel like I can tell if something is lost or if something is misplaced, and I just did not feel like it was lost. It was days ago. It was Wednesday. And so he was upset about it, already crying about it, literally, wanted to buy a new one. And I just kept saying, you're going to find it. And you did. when we went to go walk the dogs.
I didn't expect it. I kind of wrote it off for like, it's already been days. Nothing popped up. It's done. I called everybody I could think of that I thought I left.
So it turned out it was where we put the leashes.
I had it in my hand, I guess, because it's a bucket hat that's very flexible. I guess you could fold it down in your hand and threw it in there with the leashes like a dummy. And we didn't walk the dog because there's been a heat wave.
Didn't walk the dog. If we would have walked the dogs like normal, we would have found it on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. But we never walked them Saturday, and Thursday and Friday were a heat wave.
Yeah, heat waves.
So we walked them this morning, and you found your hat.
So it was like a present all over.
Yeah, it was like a Father's Day gift. See.
That's good luck. That's good luck for the week.
So then. We walked the dogs, went to Trader Joe's, and I don't know, obviously I'm always a little hungry after cheat day, a little bit. Like, you got the cravings kind of are a little, you gotta like keep them at bay. But I felt like I was like discovering so many things at Trader Joe's. I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this.
That's why you gotta take your time sometimes. Like you said, you gotta go through the aisles, just take your time. Not just go there looking for what you already have on your list, but other stuff.
Yeah, the whole point is to kind of discover new things. Discovering new things is so important, and I cannot emphasize this enough when I talk to my clients or just like my followers. We know this to be a fact. Consistency is what leads to results.
Yep.
So why don't we focus more time on improving consistency? That's where we need to focus our time, because that's what leads to results, not perfection, not eating the perfect, cleanest foods with the best ingredients. That doesn't lead to results without consistency. True. So how I improve consistency is by making sure that I'm enjoying my food.
Always. Daily.
I do not waste calories on things I do not love. And yes, I make sure I get my protein in. That's number one. As long as you get your protein in.
But you're enjoying it, right?
I still am enjoying my protein.
All that matters.
But as long as you get your protein in, and stay within your calories, whatever allocated calories you have for your goals, then yes, sprinkle in those treats, those delicious things, those things you really look forward to, because that's what's going to make you stay consistent, because you're not dreading every day. You're not looking forward to, oh, when's my next cheat meal, or when can I end this diet?
Enjoy it. Don't, but that's the problem, that word you just said. See, psychologically, that word diet has been like the absolute worst word no one wants to hear.
Because no one wants to be on a diet.
Scale, you know what I'm saying? Macro. People just don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They just want to eat a balanced lifestyle, man. Find something you love, and then you can enjoy it every day, day in, day out. And then when your so-called cheat day comes around, you're not like have we done in the past? We go crazy through the whole day.
And that is exactly because what I realized, what was happening, and I've had a lot of people ask me recently, why did I quit keto? Again, they've asked me. I feel like my followers came out of the woodworks that used to follow me.
People still think I'm in keto right now to this day.
Right, like they just assume that I still do keto. They're like, why did you quit keto? Listen, I'm not saying that keto is not effective.
Oh, it's good.
And that it doesn't work. It absolutely will work.
It works.
Do it until it stops working for you. It stopped working for me because the little devil on my shoulder, the deprivation devil, was rearing its ugly head, and I started to feel deprived. And if you feel deprived, and it's harder to stay on track. Remember what I said, consistency leads to results. If you can't stay consistent, you're not going to get results. So do whatever you want. Do whatever nutrition style. Everyone thinks like keto is the magic answer. It's not. Being a vegan
does keto work?
But so does everything.
So does everything.
That you can be consistent on.
Yep.
The only way to lose fat is by being in a caloric deficit. That's
Say it again, so they understand that.
It's the only way to lose fat. So
what's a caloric deficit? Explain to your audience for some people who don't understand. What does she mean?
So a caloric deficit means you are taking in less energy than you're burning, which means you're in a negative. So what happens when you're in a negative? Your body needs to dip into reserves in order to function. What are reserves? Reserves is fat storage. That's stored energy. That's all fat is. If we always remember what fat is, then it's easier to understand. It's stored energy. So how do you get your body to use stored energy? If you're giving it too much food, it's not going to dip into stored energy. If you're giving it really too much food, it's going to create more stored energy.
Yeah. Think of it like this, too. I was just thinking of a way people could think of it. Think of it like you have a fat bank account, okay? Lots of fat bank in there. Lots of it. And all of a sudden, this pandemic, boom, you get laid off. You have fat back. You can live off it for a little bit, but you keep taking off. Guess what? Your account gets dwindling. Your account starts losing weight. Same with your body.
Your account loses weight, yeah.
Fat reserves. Think of it like this. You keep pulling out. Your body's losing fat reserves. And you're getting thinner, smaller, thinner. Weight goes down. Same thing with your bank account.
I like to think of macros as a bank account, too. Because
you always say that. Think of it like that as a bank account.
It's true. And it's like, just like when your bank account, like I like to spend wisely. That's why I don't like to waste calories on things that don't taste good or liquid calories because I like to eat my calories. I think about it like a spending, like a bank account.
Yeah.
And if you remember that, it helps you to not freak out if you quote unquote mess up. Because, for example, if you are on a deficit for weight loss, you've got at least a 3,500 calorie deficit built into your week. So in order to lose 1 pound, you've got to be in a deficit of 3,500 calories. So at the very minimum, usually I like to make sure my clients have a 3,500 calorie deficit calculated out. So what does that mean?
500 calories every day?
Yeah, but what I mean by that is why you shouldn't freak out if you quote unquote mess up is you've got a 3,500 calorie bank account to results, right? That means if today it's Father's Day, you end up having a piece of cake that's 350 calories, like, oh man, I messed up. No, you didn't. You still have over a 3,000 calorie deficit for the week. So then you had some more. You had some French fries. Okay, that's another 500 calories. You're still at like 2,700. You still are in a deficit. If you stay on track for the rest of the time, you'll still progress.
Yep. And lose weight.
Even if you fly off the handle and you go to a drive-thru and you get a burger and fries for 1,100 calories. Again, maybe you're just not progressing that week, but are you messing up? Are you going backwards? Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet. Not until you spend that deficit.
Yep. Don't write checks. You can't cash. That's it.
So it just kind of puts it into perspective, and you got to think like.
That's a good way of looking at it, though. People keep tab of that. Okay, I have this much left.
Like, I kind of like.
Keep it on your phone.
And that way you kind of know what to expect. Like, yeah, I kind of like went overboard a few times this week, so I probably soaked up that deficit. So it's going to be one of those weeks where I just don't lose.
So let me ask you something. I'm sure you're going to get into it, but that the new thing you got coming out, your program you're launching, I guess you're going to have something on there where people will be able to instantly be able to tell, boom, there's so much I have left.
Well, they can see based on their meal plan. So their macros are in there.
Yep.
And they can see like what their macros are for the day. That's their spend. And their meal plan exactly adds up to their macros. So as long as they follow their meal plan, they're good. Or if they make substitutions, my guidelines are this. You only have to worry about calories and protein. Let carbs and fats figure itself out. That's super easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So then there's also the dine out option that we talked about that I basically use at least once a week.
At least.
Where I uncheck the things that I'm not going to eat off my meal plan for that day because instead I want to use that spend to go to a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And
you save yours. You always save yours.
Yeah, and when I uncheck those things, it'll tell me, okay, you're not going to have that snack. You're not going to have dinner off this meal plan. Now this is what you have to work with. It'll tell me my full macros that I have to work with. So say it'll be 750 calories, 40 grams of protein. It'll give me carbs and fats too, but I don't worry about carbs and fats.
Yeah, I'm just checking my show. It still bothers me a little bit.
Okay, I'm good. I won't worry about carbs and fats. I'll just pay attention to calories when I'm out, and I will try to hit that protein. And that's it. It makes it super easy. Not obsessing, not tracking logging every little thing and
Do you log your bank account every day and look at it every freaking second? You kind of have an idea. You might look at it once. That's what I got left. I got these bills coming out. Boom. But
yeah, like you don't want to over obsess and have it be too meticulous because then that's not sustainable.
No.
And sustainability leads to consistency. Consistency leads to success. So we have to protect that.
Yeah, and the hardest thing is, it ain't getting the weight off. Because once you get on a good rhythm and you're super motivated and your fire's on fire, it's when you do get there, then what? That's when you got to be like, damn, I'm here. Now what? It gets tricky.
Then
Keep it off. Keep it becoming a balanced diet.
It's not as tricky.
It's not tricky. What I'm saying is a lot of people
it's not as tricky if you enjoyed the process of the weight loss to begin with and did it correctly.
Yes.
then it's not tricky. Then it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm at the point where I don't want to lose weight anymore. So how do I want to increase the way I eat?
This up and go back the other way?
Yeah,
we've seen it happen too many times.
So you can do it in different ways, and I've talked about this like on YouTube on reverse dieting. So basically, you'll slowly, that deficit that's built in for weight loss, you will slowly increase your consumption to wipe out that deficit, but do it slowly. Maybe you increase your calories every day, or maybe you add in, and you know how I like to do 1 refeed day a week. Maybe you want to do 2 refeed days a week, whatever it is, but you just do it gradually. So if you want to stop losing weight and you've got a 3,500 calorie deficit, and you're like, okay, now I'm ready to slowly reverse. So maybe next week I'm going to put myself at a 3,000 calorie deficit, then 2,500, 2,000, and your weight should stay nice and stable. If anything, you might even continue to lose initially in a reverse. Losing? Yeah, I'm still losing.
In your reverse.
Yeah.
That's crazy. See.
I'm still losing because you don't wipe out the deficit right away. You do it kind of slowly. And so even if you add in another snack every day or however you want to do it, there's no rules. It really is just remember to do it slowly and gradually, and you're never stopping. It's never over.
This isn't over. You want a nice,
permanent,
healthy, strong body, vessel for the rest of your life. Every day, folks. Every day.
It's got to be part of your life.
Me and Jeanine every day, 2 hours minimum. I'm 30-minute with 3-hour walk. That's just the warm up. That's not even warm up. It's just a brisk walk. Then the real work begins.
But I mean, it just has to be part of your life forever. Yes. That's all.
Yeah, whether you get out moving, jogging, cycling, running, whatever you guys love to do, swimming, do it. Do it daily.
You gotta move your body, pay attention to what you eat, and enjoy the process. And if you're not enjoying the process, you got to go back to the drawing board, rethink it. Maybe you're not being creative with your food. Maybe you are not on the right nutrition program.
And that's that part you just said. That's the tricky part right there.
Because maybe
not being creative with your food. Because you do get bored and stagnant. You're like, and then you rebel like I do and say, F this, I'm gonna go get a burrito. I always go back to my favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
it's my favorite food.
If you're not enjoying, and just because
it fills me up.
For example, if keto worked for you for a long time and you got results or whatever, but now you do not find it enjoyable because you're craving the bananas or the bread or whatever.
Chips.
It's okay to now switch it up. Sometimes just by switching it up gets you reinvigorated and excited, and you'll be able to go full steam ahead again.
Yeah.
Just by switching it up. Mm-hmm. You're not married to your nutrition style, so everyone always thinks like, oh, but I need to lose weight, so I should do keto, right? You could
that part you just said. People are so married to a certain diet. You don't have to. You don't.
It could be whatever you want. You know, like you can be a vegan, vegetarian, carnivore, or how about this? I'm gonna like blow your minds right now. How about we don't call it a goddamn thing? How we don't want to call it anything? How about we just call it eating?
Eating.
Eating.
That's it. Stop putting labels on it.
You don't have to
I eat to my body, my nutrition, to what my coach tells me to eat.
So like
eating doesn't have to be
sometimes because I kind of just focus mainly on protein and calories, and so some days are depends on what my meal plan. Some days are more lower carb, some days are higher carb, some days are higher fat, some days are maybe even keto. It just depends on what I eat.
I like to fast. I like to use that a lot. Go train at my academy because by the time I'm done and get home, it's after 2. So that means I'm going to eat till after 2, 2:30, maybe 3. If I could eat 3 to 8, that's perfect. I actually like that smaller eating window. For me personally.
I do too. I've done it so long that...
And when I veered away from it like a dummy and got lazy and started eating after my scheduled time, that's when I started packing on extra pounds.
Because people think like, okay, fasting is a miracle. So fasting... The only thing fasting does is it helps to... Your body's very regimented, and so are your hunger hormones. So if your body, for example, if your body is used to eating breakfast every day at 8 a.m., 8 a.m. every single day, if for whatever reason something happened, you woke up late or whatever and you didn't get to eat breakfast, you're going to be starving because your body is used to eating 8 a.m. It releases those hunger hormones like, hey, you normally eat at 8. Like, what's going on?
Mine get about 10, 11 a.m. before I go train my
So by fasting and keeping a very similar schedule, you are training your hunger hormones. You're regulating it. You're keeping everything really balanced because you're not freaking your body out. It knows what to expect. It knows when you're going to get food. It's not panicking that you're going to starve, because what happens is, like, if you decide to fast out of nowhere, you've never fasted before, your body's going to panic that you're not providing it nutrients, and it's going to send out the ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hunger hormone.
Yeah,
the reason it gives you the ghrelin is it's going to tell you, it's going to be like, we're going to make this bee eat because we need nutrients. She's not eating. But if your body knows your schedule and it knows, hey, you know what, Jeanine never eats her first meal until 1 o'clock, so we're not tripping. We're not tripping. We're not going to send out the ghrelin at 10 a.m.
No.
Because we know she eats at 1, so we're good. She'll give us food. Trust me.
And let me stop you there. We're up between 5:30 and 6 a.m.
So
think
that's a
about
lot
those
of
hours
hours.
we're up. We should be eating by 8 or 9. We've been up for hours.
Totally fine. Because it's regimented and it's a schedule. It's not going to happen overnight like that. You have to train yourself that way. And so I fast every day 18 hours. I don't even think about it. I don't even have to do an app or I finish my fat. I don't. And honestly, I'm not super scheduled by it, but it makes my life easier. It's more enjoyable because my body is regulated to those hours, and so it's easy to stay within my macros.
Yeah, like you say, you don't give it no thought. It's automatic.
I don't. It's just automatic.
It's like getting up and using the bathroom, getting up, taking a shower, getting up, brushing your hair. It's automatic.
Because I've been doing it long enough.
And we just talked about that on the walk today. Isn't it crazy that we're in these bodies? We don't have full control of them. They do what they want to do. Like when they got to go number 2, and you somewhere you can't go, you better find somewhere you got to go because the body's going to release it. At some point in time, it will release it. It does not care.
That's what happened to Charles.
It does not care if you're sleeping.
That's what happened to
sitting down in your car. If you don't go somewhere and release that, your body's going to release it for you.
You don't think Charles was devastated to have to do that? He's such a clean dog. He must have been. I do kind of slightly remember him trying to wake me up last night too.
And another thing, the reason I'm saying that is like that hunger hormone your body sends out. You don't do that. Your whole body does that to you. You can't control that.
No,
you can't tell it.
Control the ghrelin.
And sometimes, deep down in my past, that freaking hunger hormone made me hella angry. The beast.
Doesn't the name ghrelin sound like a little monster?
It does. It's what look. Feed me or I'm gonna fight everybody. I used to get so fucking angry.
You used to get
not no more.
So bad. It was a nightmare.
No.
I used to
because I control it.
Snacks at all times in my purse, because if we got to somewhere and like there was an unexpected delay of when we were going to eat, you were a nightmare.
I was.
So I would keep snacks, and I'd be like a little, like a mom giving my little kids snacks to keep you like chill.
Keep them at bay.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, you got to do whatever works. Whatever.
Isn't it crazy though? No, for real. I didn't understand when I was younger. As I got older, I understand like my emotions better, my hormones better, but I understand. Like right now, it was throwing it to me earlier. I was like, I already ate last night. I'm good. I already know what it is. I understand.
Yeah, sometimes you have to tell yourself, like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm
good.
fine.
I'm good. Self-talk people say, hey, simmer down. We don't need to eat right now. We ate enough yesterday. Relax.
Exactly.
You got plenty of fat bank in your account right now, so chill out.
Yeah.
You're a surplus.
Saturday is a surplus day, so there's definitely plenty.
And you always say that, like the next day your body does that, right? It throws off these hormones or messages.
For sure, it throws you off because we ate more carbohydrates, right? So more carbohydrates gonna get your more insulin.
Yes,
and more blood sugar. And when you have when you have an insulin dump, it takes the blood sugar out of the cells, and it sends signals like, "Hey, we need more sugar."
That's not true though.
So
it's good.
No,
it's good so people understand.
It's important to know, so you just know, like, no.
Yeah, simmer down. Tell your stomach, simmer down.
But you know what? For me, a lot of people will say like, "Oh, I can't eat sweets because it makes me want more sweets." I feel like it doesn't. I feel like
I've heard that.
Like for me, like a Built Bar, like a Built Bar satisfies my cravings for something sweet. Like if I have a Built Bar, like I'm like, oh yeah, I want something sweet. Here's a Built Bar. That's good. Like I'm good.
I'll tell you what though. Remember my allergies would go off the handle.
There's something about that. I looked it up.
Freaking sweet tooth, and I'm more of a salt guy. More chips and salsa.
It's because when
sweet tooth.
When you have an allergy attack, it drives cortisol up, and cortisol causes cravings.
Sweets, though.
Sweets,
remember?
specifically. Yeah. It's sugar. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like a sugar.
Yeah, anything. It could have been sugary cereal, ice cream. It did not matter.
Yeah. So that's a known thing. That's
crazy. I never understood that. I don't have allergy attacks hardly ever anymore because we don't have carpet anymore. But when we had carpet, it was horrendous. Remember?
I know. It was bad. It was so bad. Anyways, you know what else I wanted to talk about? There's been I've been talking a little bit about supplements, but I'll get into that a little bit later.
Your supplement worked last night.
I know, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I wanted to talk about, still back on this, man, I've had so many keyboard warriors about like the supplements that work, but this is working, this fat loss supplement, the magic pill. No, the magic pill supplements. Magic pill supplement, but they do work, and I have proof, and blah blah blah. So I do want to talk about, I'm going to tell you guys honestly, I'm going to be open-minded about supplements that actually work and why they work.
Not placebo effects.
No, I'm calling it placebo. Now that is what I'm talking about. Placebo results. Okay? Because
it's a known thing.
Because and there's a couple of like real placebo, or there's also just like what I'm coining placebo results, because there are certain behaviors that happen once you start taking a supplement. So you have to ask yourself, is it the supplement that's working, or has me taking this supplement influenced my behaviors, and those behaviors are giving me the results? And then who am I to judge if that's what it takes for you to get results? If you want to spend $100 on a supplement that's going to prevent fat storage, supposedly. Allegedly. And when you start taking it, now you're taking $100 supplement. So you start taking the supplement, and so you start reducing sugar, counting calories, following macros. You added exercise in, and then you lose some weight, and you're like, oh my gosh, the supplement worked, I lost some weight. No, really, it's the behaviors that you changed, and you changed those behaviors because you bought the supplement. That's really what's giving you the change.
I'm going to tell you too, something is when somebody spends money like that, they truly want to believe, like, yes, this works, it's got to work, I spent my hard-earned money. She just gave you the formula.
That's
a lot of us do that. We start taking all these supplements, and then we change our diet, we're amped up, work out, we're seeing great results. Of course we want to say, wow, these supplements are great. You change your lifestyle around, man. You put in the work.
But I mean, and here's my thing.
Do they work a little bit during the? Of course, I feel something along the way, like certain vitamins,
certain things,
certain minerals we do need.
But here's my thing. My thing is, if that's what it takes for you to make behavioral changes, do it. If you've got the money, and that's what it takes for whatever reason, that's what makes you want to change your behaviors, then you'll go for it. You're getting results because you're taking the supplement indirectly. I call them placebo results.
I can give you another example. Like I said, coffee makes me lose weight because it makes me go to the bathroom regularly. I'm always pooping. Let's just say I take 5-6 shots of espresso right before a training session at my academy. You know how much more I'm going to sweat and be amped up? How much
you're going to expend more energy.
Expend more energy.
Yeah.
So that means it's going to raise my what? Metabolism?
Yeah.
All that.
Well, energy expenditure, so it'll increase your caloric deficit.
So what do you think these pills that are pumped up with all kinds of chemicals and things that get you all amped up? I come from that world when they were like super amped up pills. It's just give you that feeling, that confidence, like, wow, I got all this energy.
Right,
you're gonna push harder.
That's what, and that's a thermogenic.
Yes.
And so I take, and I'm not saying I take supplements. So here's my thing
about supplements. But I think people think because it gets your core warm, it warms you up, that you're burning fat. That's the first thing people want to think. No, your body's just hot. It's just warm. You know what I'm saying? Burning fat is not, how do you say, it's not really like you're burning it, it's more like you're taking out of your bank account.
Well, no, it's like a thermogenic, so basically the extra calorie burn you're going to get.
That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is you're losing the weight by changing your eating lifestyle, and you added a pill to it.
I know, but the pill, you're kind of all over the place. The thermogenic makes you, how it directly impacts weight loss would be because it gives you more energy.
Yes.
Therefore, you burn more calories.
Yes, you bounce off.
Therefore, you have a bigger deficit.
Yes.
Therefore, you have more weight loss.
Yes.
So, again, indirect.
Indirect.
Taking the pill is not zapping fat in any way, shape, or form.
Nothing's going on in your body.
Taking a supplement is not blocking fat storage in any way, shape, or form. If you are taking a supplement and you eat a surplus of calories, that supplement is not going to change the fact that that surplus is going to get stored as fat. Period. So usually the results from supplements are indirect. So you have to decide where you're willing to spend your money. Now, for me personally, I do take supplements that make staying on track easier. Nothing that speeds it up. There is nothing that will make results faster.
Hard work.
They will just make it easier to stay consistent. So it goes back to consistency equal results, right?
And why do some people walk around here like they have bodies blessed from God, men and women? It's not that better genetics you and I, not that nothing. It's just their internal will to succeed at what they're doing is why they look the way they look. That's it.
They're consistent with
That's
their
it.
lifestyle.
Mhm.
They make
That's
it a
it.
priority.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole thing is with supplements is if getting on supplements changes behavior, then by all means, if that's what helps you get on track, then do that. But I do ask that you think about where you're spending your money though, because I feel like people are always more willing to spend money on supplements because it's going to help them. But how about other ways where the money spent will help you? For example, a personal trainer. Or investing in like a nutrition and fitness program, like one of my programs, because that is foolproof if you follow it, going to give you results.
Yep.
It's not a placebo. It's not indirect. It's a direct effect on results. Also a personal trainer, direct effect on results because it's going to give you that accountability. It's going to teach you how to work out. It's going to keep you on point with your deficit. So, but I feel like people are always more willing to, oh no, I can't afford a personal trainer, but they'll drop $200 on supplements in the drop of a hat.
Instead of buying a few sessions or just to get the ball rolling, let's just see. Let me see if you can teach me a few sessions. I'll take my notes, go home, and if this is all I can afford them. Then I'm gonna go with my notes and I'm gonna practice that over and over and over and try to perfect what this trainer showed me, what I could work on.
So I do ask that I think it's important to think about that. But again, I'm not saying, I do feel like that whole placebo effect that taking supplements changes your behavior. It does for me too. Like I've said before, when I am on track and consistent, I like to do all the things.
Yeah.
I like to do all the things. Mm-hmm. Do I think that they're really doing much? There's certain things that specifically pinpoint that they make a difference for me. Like a thermogenic controls my appetite. It makes me ramp up my workouts. Like L-carnitine also makes me sweat a lot, gives me like a lot more energy. But I still do all the other things too. And statistically, like when you really look into like the difference that supplements make, they say it's like 1%.
Minuscule.
1%.
Unfortunately,
it's giving you 1%.
Minuscule.
But if you're already giving it your all, like for me, when I'm doing it everything, I'm working out, I'm hitting my macros, the 1% is important to me. I'm like, shoot, I'm doing everything else. Why not take all the things so that I can get that 1%?
For sure. And if some of these pills, you're going to get nutrients and minerals out of them, which your
body
needs.
That's kind of different. So weight loss supplements and some supplements for building muscle, that's one thing. You're talking about wellness supplements. Okay. Wellness supplements, or to fill gaps in your nutrition. Yes. Very important. It's micronutrients.
Yeah.
So wellness supplements, highly recommend. Yeah. So wellness supplements is like a fish oil if you're not getting your omega-3s. It is just the different things that you might, electrolytes if you're on keto and it's affecting your electrolyte balance. Vitamin D if you're not getting enough sunshine or you live in an area with no sunshine. Wellness supplements are different and they plug in actual gaps in your nutrition that maybe you're not getting. And I highly recommend, to make sure that you're getting the right wellness supplements, go to a functional medicine doctor, get full lab workouts, see where you might be deficient, and plug those gaps in either with your nutrition, or if you're just you don't like vegetables, well, then you need to take maybe a microgreens powder or whatever. You know what I mean? That's kind of different.
Yeah, when I was a trainer, one thing that women are always deficient was iron. You guys never freaking eat enough red meat. Iron. Yeah. Iron. Mm-hmm. I'm tired. I'm this. You're iron, man. Fix your iron.
Yeah, so if you're having any kind of...
For some reason, I don't know, every time I have women go do their checkups, their blood work, always iron.
So important. So I do recommend that. That's kind of different than... Yeah, because wellness supplements don't make big, huge claims on...
No.
What they're going to do. You know what I mean? It's the weight loss supplements and accelerating your results.
Because
and
what
stuff
do
like
people
that.
want? What people want? People listen, and they're afraid to admit it. People want nice bodies. They want to walk around feeling healthy. They want to walk around with not a gut. Who doesn't? It feels uncomfortable. I've been on the other side of the scale, so have you. That's an uncomfortable feeling when you're overweight. So I get it. People want that instant gratification because we live in an era where I go on our computer, push the button, I can have groceries on my doorstep in 30 minutes. Cup of coffee, everything's instant gratification.
For sure, that's the problem. But I do want to talk about one supplement. I actually talked about it with my followers, and it's funny because it has to do with pooping. So trigger warning if you don't want to hear about poop. We're going to talk about poop right now.
Close.
Everybody poops, so we're going to talk about it.
Do this.
No, but seriously, I had been dealing with, I felt it was like a lower abdomen distension. And the way I know it was like distension is because I couldn't suck it in. Like I would suck in my stomach and tighten my abs.
It's like you had a little brick of abs.
And I did. I had like a little like hardness, right? And even though I wasn't necessarily, it's not like I was constipated or anything at the time, but I deal with vacation constipation.
You do, yeah.
And over the last couple of months, there was a lot of travel in there. So I
Vegas
started
twice, Florida once, and
there was 5 weekends of travel. Sacramento too.
Oh, that was you. Damn.
Yeah. So I knew that I'm like, you know what? I bet you I'm backed up from the travel. Even though I'm kind of regular now, you got to understand if you miss a poop, unless you make up for it the next day and have 2 or 3, it stays somewhere.
Yep. It gets
right?
pushed in.
It gets pushed and packed in. So I took a supplement called INNO Cleanse, and it literally cleaned me out.
What's it called?
It's called INNO Cleanse from INNO Subs, and it's called the Cleanse.
So that's what you gave me last night?
That's what I gave you last night.
Oh my God, boy, did it work today?
Yeah, and it doesn't make you feel sick. But it worked. Okay, it worked.
Yes, it did.
I literally lost 3.5 pounds of poop.
That's great. You documented it too, right?
Yeah. 3.5 pounds, and my stomach went flat as a board, and I just felt better, more energy. Like it's toxic. Like it's toxic in your body. And let me tell you,
what did I just say this morning? Sorry to cut you off. I felt like I was on the toilet for 30 minutes. I took 3 different dumps in one sitting, basically. Every time I thought I was done, nope.
And did you feel sick or anything? No, it just felt like it was like we need to clean out. That's exactly what it feels like.
Let me tell you, it's a natural thing, you guys. So don't get grossed out. You're pushing toxins out of your body, getting rid of the.
And I want to point out, this is not a weight loss supplement. No. This is not about losing weight fast.
No.
It's waste.
Waste.
So yes, it affects the scale because the scale does not only measure fat and bones and muscle.
Yeah.
If you have waste, it's going to affect the scale, and it's going to affect the way you look and feel.
Yeah, and you have proof. I saw the pictures when you did a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah.
Because I remember that little pooch of yours.
Yeah, like I couldn't suck it in. It was so weird. I'm like, I feel so lean. Everything is going in the right direction. I feel good. Why do I have this lower, hard pooch going on? And it was, like this particular supplement, basically, and I have a code for it. It's code Jeanine. I will link this in the description box, you guys. I don't talk about supplements very often in terms of trying to get you guys to buy things, but if I find something that works for me and it makes me feel good, I had a little pep in my step after taking this, I'm telling you. But the way it works is you take 2 pills.
Well, yeah, you're 3.5 pounds lighter.
2 pills at night, and you do it for however many days you need. I know that's very vague, but you will figure it out. You will know. So it will result in some large movements, and the consistency of those movements will kind of change. And you'll know when it's done, because even though maybe you were having large movements the first couple days, but like for me, the 3rd day, I took the pills the night before on the 3rd night, but that day, it was a normal day. I only had 1 bowel movement. So to me, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done. And I was done. I felt good. I felt flat. So there was no more movement coming out. But there was at one point where like I had to Google, like, is this normal? Because at the end,
a lot of plaque was coming out, huh? That's what I call
plaque. It was literally like a plaque.
Like plaque. Like
and they said it's basically,
you want to get rid of that
it's
stuff.
basically the buildup. It gets encrusted in your intestines and pushed to the walls.
And this will create what? What does it do? All this plaque over the years just creates a lot of what? I'm sure
Or
you
it could
researched
create
it.
disease,
Yes.
and actually it just makes you
Sicknesses.
feel sick, literally sick,
It's
feverish,
old,
body
it's old
aches.
food in there. It gotta get out. This food or whatever you've eaten, all this crap, you gotta get it out.
What I liked about this particular supplement was it did not result in like diarrhea. Okay? Because some supplements,
That's not good for
like
you.
you'll take and they'll just give you diarrhea. You'll have diarrhea. All it is just pulling the water out of your organs and dehydrating you,
that's not
and
what
you're
you
not
want.
actually releasing waste. You're releasing water into the toilet, right?
Yeah.
This you can tell it's matter that's coming out of you.
Yeah.
The supplement's not creating the waste.
No.
Large amounts of waste are coming out.
And you don't realize, sometimes we're even taking Charles on the walk and like, damn, does he have so much poop? Because these intestines of ours, if we took them out of our body and stretched them out, you'll be shocked at how much food our intestines can hold.
Right, and I
Poundage.
I mean, I'm
pounds.
sorry, you guys, that this is so TMI, but it's
Yes.
important because nobody talks about this
No,
stuff.
they don't.
We are candidly with coffee for a
Yes.
reason. We're going to talk about anything candidly. It is what it is. Like I said, you can
Cleanses
turn
are good for
you
your
can turn
health.
this off if you're done. But another thing that I noticed and what I did, because of course you know, you guys, I research everything. For one, do not abuse it. When you are done, when you are cleaned out, stop taking it. Even though the bottle says you could take it for up to 14 days. After the third day, I felt cleaned out. I was done. You could do that up to 14 days once a month. So if you start to feel like things back up or whatever, start your regimen again. But when I did some research, I noticed that so basically what happens to your intestines, if it gets old and encrusted and compacted, it pushes to the side of the walls.
Yep. Kind of like old food
Creating-
in the fridge.
Creating a more narrow opening in your intestines.
Oh, yes.
So
I see what
your
you're saying.
waste, when you have backup,
So it's going like a big hole, but
will
then
look
it's going.
narrow.
Wow.
Your new waste that comes out when you have backup will come out stringy and narrow. It's coming out stringy because that's the space it has to come out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you clean out the crust and you make that diameter of the exit larger, suddenly the diameter of your waste
Yes.
changes. And you
True.
realize larger diameter is removing itself because that
Interesting.
crust has removed itself. Now, you do not want to overkill on these types of things. People can get addicted to it.
Yeah.
People can get
course
addicted
they
to the
could.
feeling.
Of course.
They can get addicted to the weight loss it causes.
Mm-hmm.
Like with anything else, proceed with caution. Be responsible. Do not abuse it.
And do your own homework.
And-
do your own homework. Do your own research on things.
And if you overdo something like this, you can throw off your gut health because
gut.
you are releasing your good gut bacteria. I also recommend making sure you're taking a probiotic. I take a daily probiotic
I need to do that.
to always make sure that I have good bacteria in my gut because you don't want to throw that off as well. And I'm assuming if you were to abuse something like this, you could kind of throw that off. So you got to use it as needed and use it only when needed. But it is it was very amazing for me. And I've referred my clients. I've talked about this
This is my
conversation.
first time using it, so I mean last night and today, boy.
Yeah, and
I felt it.
I had this conversation with my clients. I never did it publicly, but I thought, you know what?
Why not?
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody
It's
talks
okay.
about it. Everybody's scared. Like,
Everybody poops.
dude, it's a
Everybody.
human natural reaction, just like sex. We have to have sex to make kids. Hello?
Right.
What do we do?
Nobody's
Dial?
walking the earth that wasn't a product of sex. But why
Exactly.
is it like such taboo?
Yeah, you can't speak on it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So you got to talk about it.
Yeah,
you
of
got
course.
to talk about
But
it.
because it's part of health, having good poop and clean out your
So
intestines.
people are asking me, like, what if I don't know if I need it? Well, then take it. Take it, and your body, however you react to it, will let you know if you needed it.
The first day, though, stay close to a bathroom. That you're
That's what I
comfortable.
said.
Like today is our day off, kind of from everything.
Always do it because you don't know. For one, you don't know how backed up you are. I was shocked.
Oh, you were beyond, because you have a hard
Because
time.
I have a problem. I
You
have
a problem.
vacation
I don't.
constipation.
I go anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if I'm on the other side of the earth.
So I know for you, you're not going to need it for. I think like you'll be today. If you take it again tonight, which you'll do tonight, tomorrow you might go back to normal movements.
Probably.
Because you're so regular and
Yes.
regimented. I'm not. So, but I still didn't think that it was going to be like what it was. Crazy. But I highly recommend if you've never done it, try it. I have tried other ones before. If you want to try something else, by all means. I tried Oxy powder, which in comparison, now that I look back, the oxy powder gave me that diarrhea feeling. And it made me feel sick.
Too.
And it was like, made me feel dehydrated. And with oxy powder, you have to drink a ton of water. Well, with any of these, you have to drink a lot of water. But with oxy powder, I feel like it caused me to have like diarrhea. You know what I mean? Whereas this one did not. When I was done, I was done. It was like a normal.
Nothing. This all came out.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just like it was like one session, but 3 different times in one session. It was crazy.
Yes.
It's like I thought I'm done, then I
just take your phone. Take your phone in there and just relax.
Newspaper, magazine, yeah, it's
just
part
relax.
of human nature, you guys.
It's
enjoy
literally like think about like it's like
it's
like a toothpaste and it's just squeezing out all that toothpaste.
That's it. It's just food going through your body. It just wants. It needs to go though. It's a release.
Listen, you guys, digestive health is very important. You need to prioritize it. And if you're feeling like not right digestively or whatever. Besides doing a cleanse, try a cleanse. Also, maybe do a food sensitivity test. Stop shoving things into your body that your body is telling you no. It doesn't mean you can't have something forever if you're sensitive to ice cream or something like that. But you need to know those things so that you don't suffer and so that you're not causing your body to suffer. If you want your body to lose weight and look great and all these things, you have to treat it right. And if it's sending you signals with bloat and gas and upset stomach, it's telling you, hey, we don't like that.
Gut health is not on point.
And gut health is very important for mental health too.
Big time.
There's a big correlation with your gut and your brain.
Big time. And
serotonin production and all of those things. Bad gut health can lead to anxiety and depression.
Crazy. We don't think about those things,
No,
but
you're
right.
And it's so important. And people think it's all just about like weight loss and fat loss and all of these things. All this has to do also with your
mentals too. Very important.
And that's why it's important to live a healthy lifestyle in general. It's not just about losing fat, gaining muscle. It's a lot of things. It's mental health. It's
mental clarity, focus. There's so much that goes behind it. Yeah.
That's what a healthy lifestyle is. All of those things. It's all encompassing of digestive health, muscle, fat loss,
skin,
exercise,
tissue, everything, hydration, all that.
All of it. It's so important.
But people don't do that. They bottle up into just, I gotta eat a diet and work out. No, that's generic. The doctors have been saying that for 50 years. Where does that answer gotten us? Nowhere. They always say that. Ask a doctor. Diet and exercise. That's all they tell you. Thanks, Doc.
That doesn't tell you much.
Thank you, Doc. You get any other information? That's obvious.
That's so general.
It's bunk to me. Like, they just want to get you out of their office. Like, diet and exercise and get out of here. Like, God damn, give me a game plan. You're a doctor, but they're not. That's a different topic for different stuff. They don't know. They're not smarter than us in some things.
I mean, I just think in general, just remember that living this healthy lifestyle, it's all encompassing, and you got to think about all the different things. And there are some things that maybe we've ignored for a long time. And I'll be honest, like I didn't until like probably the last couple of years really start thinking about my digestive health.
Yeah, it's true. Because a lot of people don't.
I didn't focus on it as much. And now I
heard
pay
Joe
attention.
Rogan talk about it. Sorry to cut you. I heard Joe Rogan always talk about it a lot of gut health. That's
well,
important.
I mean, on a trivial token in terms of gut health, if you are having issues with gut health, and you're doing a weight loss program or whatever, but the gut health is making you feel crappy, it's making you feel bloated, it's making you feel the scale is not moving. It's also affecting how your motivation, because you think it's fat or the program's not working or whatever. Unbeknownst to you, it has nothing to do with that, and you're having some gut health issues because
people
maybe
overlook that so much.
Yeah, maybe you're sensitive to dairy, but you're on keto, so you got the green light on dairy, so you eat it every day. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter whether you're on keto or whatever. If your body doesn't like dairy, don't eat it.
That's me. I can't.
Or limit it.
It's got to be limited.
Or take lactate or something before the ice cream and make it worth it. You know.
Yep.
Don't just shove a bunch of things into your body that your body doesn't like if it's telling you it doesn't like it.
Yep.
But those things can ruin someone's motivation. Like, for example, for me, what if that demotivated me? What if I thought, man, I have this rock in my lower stomach. It's probably from having babies or whatever. I'm never going to get rid of it, and I got frustrated, and so I gave up. What if I did that? And really, it's just waste. It was literally 3.5 pounds of waste.
And you got rid of it, and you have the proof. to show it. You have
Oh,
the
yeah.
befores and after. Like, look.
I couldn't suck it in, and all of a sudden, like, boom, flat.
Because it was like this. Your testicles were pushing out, and I went like this.
Because it was pushing out, man. That was 3.5 pounds.
no.
I literally
You squeezed it out like a toothpaste bottle. Like it's like if I put my hand on the bottom and pushed you like this, and everything went out. Crazy. That's what your basically
I
I
wish it
cleansed
worked
it.
that way.
I know.
I wish it was that easy.
I know. I'd be like, babe, stand on my stomach. Let me see. No.
No. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning into our poop talks.
session. Poop session. That is what it is. People need to understand though. It's important. Gut health is very important.
Gut health is important, guys. Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace.
You